When a system is under pressure, it doesn't just bend, it shows you what it's really made of. Power doesn't just collapse one day. No, it hardens from the inside out. And right now, if you know where to look, the signs are everywhere.
So where does it start? Not where you'd think. It starts with this number, 2.9%. That's the January Producer Price Index. It just came in way, way hotter than anyone expected. That's not just a statistic. It's a tremor. It's the first crack in the economic foundation.
Yeah, that's no rounding error. That is the sound of serious economic pressure building. It means interest rates aren't going down, they're stuck. And you know who feels that squeeze next? We do. The consumer always does.
And just as that pressure builds here at home, it explodes overseas. All of a sudden, the U.S. Embassy in Israel is telling Americans to get ready to evacuate. A war with Iran? It just started to feel a lot more real, almost overnight.
So, of course, the United States Navy responds. And they don't just send any ship. They send the biggest one they've got. The USS Gerald Ford, the most powerful carrier in the fleet, starts moving toward the region. It's a classic show of force.
But here's the thing. Behind that massive show of force, there are whispers. Warnings coming from inside the Pentagon. U.S. generals are quietly saying they can only handle short fights, that they have barely enough ammunition for 10 days of a real conflict. 10 days.
So you've got economic strain, you've got military posturing, and you have hints of deep internal weakness. Every single headline, every social media post, every hearing, it's all a signal flare telling us something is fundamentally wrong.
So what is all this? Is it just random chaos, a string of bad luck? Or is it a strategy? Because when powerful people feel their control slipping, they don't calm the storm, they become the storm.
And this isn't random at all. There is a playbook. It's an ancient one, drawn right from the 48 Laws of Power. And it predicts with chilling accuracy what happens when a leader feels their power is under threat.
And these right here, these are the laws that are in play right now. Crush your enemy. Control the options. Court attention, no matter what. These aren't just ideas in a book. These are the tools being used to tighten a grip on power.
So let's connect the dots. This isn't theoretical. We can literally connect every single one of these laws to something that is happening right now in real time.
Let's start with the most brutal one, Law 15. This isn't about just defeating your opponent. It's about total annihilation, leaving them absolutely no room to recover, ever.
And we see it in the language. The entire tone of politics is shifting. For example, Donald Trump isn't just posting about disagreeing with someone's policies, he's calling for his prosecutor, Jack Smith, to be imprisoned. See this shift? The opposition isn't just wrong anymore, they're criminal.
Next up, Law 31. This is all about shaping reality by limiting what people can even see or believe. You don't try to win the argument, you try to eliminate all other arguments from even existing.
And this is just a perfect illustration. You have the Federal Trade Commission putting pressure on Apple over its news service. At the exact same time, you have the FCC's Brendan Carr pushing for patriotic programming. It's a pincer movement on the narrative, an attempt to control both what gets said and what's allowed to be seen.
And then you have Law 6. Think of this as the engine that drives this entire machine. It doesn't matter if the attention is good or bad. In fact, it's irrelevant. All that matters is that you remain the center of the conversation.
And this is where public spectacle becomes a weapon. You've got figures like Bill and Hillary Clinton caught up in depositions over secret hearings. Donald Trump's policy toward Venezuela's leadership gets questioned. Lauren Boebert struggles to define inflation on live TV. Each event is a new spectacle, designed to flood the zone and make it impossible to focus on any one thing. That's not incompetence, it's chaos used as a strategy.
So here's the crucial point. This isn't just politics as usual anymore. We are watching the consolidation of power, and it moves through three predictable and very dangerous shifts. First, the words change. Opponents are now criminals. The media becomes the enemy. Second, the institutions themselves start to bend. Regulators and hearings are used as weapons. You see agencies like the Department of Justice and the FBI get accused of hiding things. Then comes the third shift, the psychological one. Politics is no longer about policy. It's about pure existential survival. And let me tell you, we are well past that first shift.
And this is what most people miss. We are not watching the end of something. We are watching the tightening. It's a system under stress,
hardening right before our eyes, and it is building towards something.
You see, this combination of economic, military, and political pressure forces a choice. It can't stay like this forever. The system has to move one way or the other.
And there are really only two paths from here. Path 1, resilience. The system holds. Institutions prove they're strong enough. The rhetoric cools down. Or there's path 2, fracture. The institutions bend to political will. The narratives get more and more radical, and the polarization deepens until there's no common ground left.
And this is the warning written across all of human history. Once power begins this hardening process, once it tightens its grip under this kind of stress, it almost never lets go peacefully. The stakes couldn't be any higher.
So the final question isn't about who will win the next election. It's not even about the next big headline. The truly chilling question is this. Looking at all the signs, at the pattern, which of these two paths we are already on? Because history rarely gives a second warning.